and where they start, where they move to, and where the goal is. And I believe at the end of this that, guys, you're going to have some keys there, not only some great products that you're going to see that maybe you don't use, maybe you should use, but at the end of this, you're also going to see a good path that you can take and maybe inspire some other people to take along with you. So we're going to talk about essential oil impact right now. There's 3 different types of impact that we feel men can have in their homes, their personal lives, and in the Young Living business. We'll discuss those, and we're going to talk about products that are going to support you to grow as men physically, spiritually, and mentally to be the next level Young Living man. So look at this first slide. When I was talking to compliance about this, going over this for the beginning of before we were approved to speak at convention, they said, why would you put negative above a Young Living product? They said, that's going to confuse people. And I said, it may confuse people initially, but stick with me. Look at every product on here. These are products I use every single day. These silo pictures were made by me at my house. So this is not something that I'm just throwing fluff out to everybody saying, use this, use this, use this. These are products I use every single day. Do they have a negative impact on my body? No, they do not. So stick with me. We have the Shutron line with the beard oil, the aftershave lotion, or the beard cream, the shave cream, aftershave lotion, and then the Shutron oil. Wonderful, wonderful entry-level products for a man. Many people in here use the Shutron line. We just got some Shutron 3-in-1 body wash yesterday, and we're all excited about that. These are usually some of the first things that men will gravitate to, along with the Pure Protein Complete, the Breathe Again, Fitness, Copaiba, Northern Lights Black Spruce, Goldenrod, and Cool Azul Pain Cream and Gel. These are some of your first entry-level products. And I want you to get the theme behind these. Guys, don't feel bad about this theme. It's just where you start. Every single one of these products only helps you. Okay? We come into this business 99% of the time with a selfish vision of what we want to do with these products. Our wives are begging for us to use them, and so they give them to us hoping that it'll help us in many different areas. But the impact that we're having on our wife's business, and that's the impact we're talking about, is your wife's business. And I'm going to stop saying your wife's business right here, because if your wife has a business, you have a business, because you are one. Okay? So let's just drop that right now. So with a selfish viewpoint on the product usage that you have, and that I have and had, it may be helping our wife's OGB go up, and we may be telling people about it, but the impact on her business overall is a negative impact. It's not contributing. So that's where most of us start, and don't feel bad because we fluctuate in between that. And as I said, I use a lot of these products every single day, but we have to move past that. The first thing we're going to do is move from a negative to a neutral impact. Now you look at here, it's the thieves line. You go from being selfish to now your wife's been asking you for 6 months to use this toothpaste that you're not quite sure about, and a mouthwash that you're not quite sure about, and every time you bring products home from the store to clean the house with, she throws them in the garbage. How many of you ladies do that? My wife she did that for a long time because I'm a little slow to the jump, right? And so I would bring cleaning products home, and she'd just pull a Thieves bottle out and go take what I bought and go throw it in the garbage. And she said, we don't do that in our family. We don't bring that into our home, and you know better. And I see Chase and Amber laughing at me, right? Because they know Crystal. They do. She'll do that. So what we're doing there is we're not doing a selfish thing anymore. We're moving into more of a neutral. We're coming along with our spouse in these products. We're moving forward a little bit. Our knuckles are not dragging anymore when it comes to Young Living. We picked them up off the ground a little bit, and now we're starting to use them a little more. We're using Agiles and Power Jives. We're increasing energy with Super B and multigreens and Essential Zymes 4 after meals. And oh my goodness, our goal is helping our body, but why are we doing it now? So that we can live longer and be with our families longer. It's not so I can get bigger in the gym. It's not so I can do this and that. It's starting to have a little bit of an outside vision. And that's what we want to do. We want to raise our vision just a little bit. Continuing on through that neutral impact, now you're putting oils on the kids. You got the Kid Sense. And these are great things. These are great steps. Ladies, if you're looking at these slides, use those as a bridge. If your husband is not on board, if he's not wanting to help out at all, start with the negative impact. Move into the neutral impact, and he will get the vision of what you're trying to do. You've got peace and calming now because you know that it helps in your home. And instead of just saying, hey, you do that, honey, you go put that stuff in that diffuser, you start reaching for it yourself. You're using the vitality oils when you cook. You're throwing some dill on some salmon. You're making limeade with vitality lime oil, and you are actually contributing. And you know what's happening when you're contributing? The background chatter of, I sure wish you would help me a little bit, is getting a little bit quieter. How many of you ladies wish that you didn't have to ask for so many things? Be honest. Yeah. It's about half the room. So guys, if you're sitting by one of those ladies that raised her hand, pay attention. Guys, if you're sitting by a lady who didn't raise her hand, she wanted to. She's sitting beside you. Okay? Now this is the one that I really want to focus on, and I know we don't have a ton of time left, but the positive impact is the game changer. This is where, as guys, we go from thinking all about ourselves and then barely moving in to helping out. You might put an oil in a diffuser once a week. You might clean things up with thieves. But now you're getting into a bigger message. You're getting into moving and being a helper in this business. Not just a helper, but you're moving your wife's business forward. Do you know why? And you know how you can use these oils to do it? Let's look at them. In the back, there's one called Finance, and I'm not busting on you right here. I know you're gonna say something. When Crystal and I had been married for 3 years, I came home one day and she was upset because the bank balance wasn't doing what it was supposed to. And I got a checkbook tossed at me, and she said, I'm not doing this anymore. How many of you ladies, by show of hands, wish you didn't have to do the finances? Especially if you're running a business. How hard is it to run a business, do the finances, take care of your family, and do all that other stuff? Guys, we can do this. There's great apps to help with all of these expenses. Throw some finance oil in, get focused, help out in these areas. These oils that I'm going to talk about right now are bigger than the oil. I'm focusing on the name, because if you start to take action in every single one of these oils in their name, and you start to apply that, your marriage is going to change overnight. Your business is going to change overnight, and your family life is going to change overnight. I see joy in there. If you bring joy into your home as an attitude, if you wake up with a joyous attitude, maybe throw that in the diffuser, but it starts in a mindset. It's going to change everything. Your kids are going to wake up. If you're in a good mood, they're in a good mood. If they're in a good mood, they're not going to be causing problems by 9:30 driving your wife nuts, right? They're not going to come in while she's doing care calls and making noise and bouncing off the walls, and she's not texting you going, where are you? Why are you outside? What are you doing? Whatever. Start with some joy. Get things in line. Motivation. Have something to do. Communicate with your wife. Ladies, communicate with your husband. Don't assume that he is going to read your mind. But you know what? That motivation oil sure is a helper. It sure helps me focus. Ula Balance. I don't know how many of you guys were in here for Dave and Troy just a few minutes ago. That's one of my favorite oils. I was talking with a gentleman earlier today, and he was saying that he's all or nothing. And that's one of my biggest faults, is I'm all or nothing. I'm on fire or I'm ice cold. And Ula Balance is something good to bring into your home. You want to be balanced. You want your kids to feel safe. Safety and security and balance are wonderful things from home. You want to get the stress out of your home, so you just start using a little bit of stress away. You want to bring freedom to your home. As a real man in Young Living and as a leader of your home, you want to put family first, and that's why I have that there first. And it's paired with humility, because you can't lead a family effectively if you don't walk in humility. A prideful man will only set his family up for fall and for destruction, and we have to do better. And I'm talking to myself here. Then you have faith over here just to the side, because without faith, we're nothing. It has to pair with your family. It has to move forward in every single thing you do. The last two I'm going to talk about, and they're absolute must-haves in our family, are Sacred Mountain. You can see ours is used very, very much. I use it during times of prayer and meditation. I also use it for a calming type effect on my kids when they're scared. Okay? And we use a lot of that. Families are crazy. You got a lot of kids, a lot of things going on. The last one I want to talk about is iron will. That oil has been such a help. When a husband is resolute in his drive and his determination and his focus to put his family first, to put his spouse first, to take a step back if he needs to and let his wife step forward and let her move in her calling and what she can do and how she can help impact and change lives all around the world and all around this country, starting in your neighborhoods and moving out from there. If a man is strong enough to have the will to be determined to move forward in that and not let her do that, but walk with her in that, then your home is not only going to be one of peace, but it's going to be one of decreased stress. And you, before you know it, are moving with her. It's not her business, it's your business, and you are a team. And deep down, guys, that is exactly what your wife wants. Your wife doesn't want to have her name in lights above anything. She just is begging that you go along with her, that you build her up, encourage her, tell her what a great job she's doing. You know why? Because she chose you. There's something special in you that you have that she wants other people to see, and she sees something deeper in you that you don't even see in yourself. But if we move forward out of selfishness and then out of mediocrity into proactive and being proactive helpers and leaders in our home, then you're going to change the dynamic of not just your family, but you're going to change the dynamic of generations to come.
Absolutely. So we're going to get into a little bit kind of moving towards the end of this. I just want to let you guys into my journey a little bit more. And so the picture of me in a purple shirt is in Ecuador. And then we have a big chocolate cake, my 44th birthday. And that was about 549 days ago, which is the last time I had a slice of cake, or my favorite chocolate chip cookies, or donuts. Goodbye, Homer Simpson. And then on the far end here, we have me and my fat tire bike, living a new lifestyle. Now, here's the thing, yeah, it's awesome. So many times, all of those products that Barrick listed, because Barrick's one of my heroes in Young Living, and Jim Bob, and Chase, and there's like a lot of guys in this room, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Or what is your wife telling you to do? And I should be doing that too. And there's new products coming out, and that's all good, and all of those products are fantastic, but we would be remiss if we didn't also tell you that a part of your Young Living journey is the brotherhood of being in Young Living. It's a part of me looking around going, wow, I'm 44 years old, I have a then 4-year-old, and I would love to be around a little bit longer. Hey, what are y'all doing? And people from Young Living, male and female, coming around you and supporting you, in helping you live a better lifestyle. That's been a part of my journey that I will always be thankful for. I feel better, I look better. It's a whole new day for me in Young Living. And this picture represents that. It's kind of fun going back. I've run into people that I haven't seen since Ecuador a couple of years ago, like, what happened to you? And Young Living happened to me. I got sent to Ecuador by my wife. She goes, go to the farm. I'm like, yes, ma'am. And now I'm saying, hey, when are we going back to Ecuador and other farms around the world? That's my journey. That's where I am. And thank you. So practically how that works, I'll spill my beans here. I carry more oils than my wife. Andy Jenkins wrote a book called The Comp Plan, and he's one of the leaders of Men's Advance, and he says, be your wife's biggest customer. I am. I ask for so many oils and products and supplements that I make my wife say no, you know? And my wife carries around these cutesy little bottles. Oh, aren't they cute? And I am a man. I carry around 15 mils because I ain't got time for children's games. So, my oils, my socks. That's my journey. So a part of that as well, all of those oils and supplements, again, because Barrick is one of my people that I use as a brother in Young Living to help me. We call, we talk, we pray. I was on a mission trip in Poland. Barrick was one of the 3 people that was praying for me while I was there. my everyday regimen is all that stuff, and I'll kind of lead this into our next story here, which is well, let me do this one thing called, if I don't, Derek will tell me, he'll get me. So, as part of my journey, I was asking my wife, I said, honey, I want one of them there Aroma Completes. And now they changed the name to the Premium Aroma Collection. I don't know what they changed the name to, but it's got a new name. And it's basically like all the oils is what I thought. And my wife said, no. And I'm like, what? You can't say no to me when I ask for Young Living. But she said no. She goes, why don't you create your own Aroma Complete? And so I got a product guide, and I went through the whole guide, and I picked out all of the oils that I wanted, because the oils change all the time. And she said, why don't you get the products that are really gonna work for you, the ones that you know? And so I was able to create my own Aroma Complete. Now, that's good, but if you notice, we got a new product guide, and so now I gotta create a new Aroma Complete for 2017. Oh darn, hating that. But what's cool about that is you take on a project like that, and guys, if you take on any project that your wife or any woman in Young Living is trying to help you with, because I know a lot of single guys have women in their upline who are drivers and who know stuff, just take on those projects, because as I look through that guide, I learn more about the products. And all of a sudden, I'm becoming more of an expert in Young Living essential oils. So somebody calls our house, or somebody comes to our house when my wife's not there, and all of a sudden, this guy who came to Young Living Convention just holding a baby, now is able to answer questions about oils. And when my wife gets overwhelmed and she has questions or that she doesn't want to answer, she can kick them off to me. And I can walk people through that just because I'm putting in my little bit of time. It's worth it. Now, I use a regimen in addition to all those other things this is my everyday oils. Now I use a lot of the ninja stuff and all that stuff, but I use Shutran every day. I use White Angelica every day. I use Australian Blue every day. I use Joy every day. Now, that mixture of oils is something special, it appears, because remember I told you about strong black women? We were on our way to the leadership cruise, and I thought I'm gonna stop by this drugstore and get some water, just make sure we're hydrated before we get on. And I go to the checkout stand and I put my stuff on, and this black lady that I'm used to, used to black women, she goes, what are you wearing? And I said, here's my chance. I said, I'm wearing Young Living Essential Oil. She goes, I like it. She said, it's spicy. So I said, well, it's been good talking to you, man. I'm about to know. So I told Barry that story, and he says, well, it's my spicy mix. Is that right?
Spicy blend.